What's up? Steven, how's it going? How was the Thursday? And if you're in Friday, how's that going? Hopefully, it's been pretty good. I was actually gonna do some Ni no Kuni tonight, but I decided... Honestly, I didn't decide much of anything. Sorry, let me get some refocus going on. I'm actually really tired. Like, really tired. And, I mean, just the stress of the holidays and, you know, so many other things. Not really gonna get into it too much. It's just, I'm really tired, needless to say. And, I didn't really feel like getting Ni no Kuni on once I got home, so I decided I'd just do some Final Fantasy XIV tonight, mess around with the Blue Mage. I figured out what the problem was, what I gotta do. I gotta get caught up with the Masked Carnival, which I'm very far behind. So I'm just gonna dabble with it tonight. Definitely not gonna finish it. Questionably, if I'll even be able to get too far into it. I remember, it's actually pretty difficult. So I'm just gonna dabble with some stuff tonight. Who knows what else I'll really do with the Blue Mage. Maybe even get into the raid. Definitely gonna do, the Beast Tribe quest, which is what I'm actually randomly gonna start off with. I'm gonna take a quick trip to the Gold Saucer, go do my Pixie Beast Tribe quest, and then dabble with the Blue Mage and see where we go from there. It was very long. I literally can relate. My buddy Nelson and I at work were actually talking about that, how, like, literally, it felt like today, well, this week in general has felt like the longest week of all time, which is insane to say. But, I mean, I feel that very strongly. It's been a very long week. But hopefully things do go well tonight. Like I said, I'm going to be dabbling with a few things. I thought about, like, gearing up the White Mage tonight, but I think I'll just save that for a more specific stream when I actually have something else planned on with that. I mean, it'd be kind of easy to get some decent armor going on, but nothing that's going to be up to par. I really need to just break down and do the raid tonight, and I might actually do it. Like I said, we'll see. But first and foremost, again, is going to be Gold Saucer and the Beast Tribe quest. Wait, have to do the carnival for the new Blue Mage stuff? Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's a lot of work. It's like 25 different stages. And, yeah, so a few of them are pretty difficult, but yeah, that's exactly what you gotta do. I looked it up literally before I got on here. And yeah, you gotta finish the Masked Carnival, which is just gonna be, well, damn it. I don't know what else to say for that. I'm gonna dabble with it, though. Again, I'm not gonna finish it tonight. I am gonna dabble with it, though. I do want to continue the Blue Mage story a little bit. I liked where they were going and how they were playing with it. It's a little bit slower than other classes, so I'm hoping from 50 to 60 works out a little bit better. I don't really know how that'll go, but we'll see. But I know what you mean, though. That is a very long trip through the Masked Carnival, 25 different stages, and I've literally only done 3. So I've got 22 stages to go, and yeah, again, I'm not finishing that tonight. Hands down, will not finish tonight. Alright, let's go ahead and go to the Gold Saucer. Okay. I really do love how Zombies decorated the Free Company house. The nice little tree down here and the one upstairs as well. Very nice. The fireplace. I'm actually looking forward to the Christmas event that we have going on here next week, I think. I wish we would have got a new mount, but we're getting a nice little festive barding for the Chocobo. Also, you know, a few cool looking things for inside the Free Company houses or personal houses, you know, so to speak. So, you know, I'm pretty excited about that. And hopefully, it'll actually be a pretty fun little event. Usually they are. I usually have fun with little mini games you get to run. I was checking to see if Rez was out here still. When I logged in, he was just kind of like chilling here at the door. I guess he probably got into some kind of duty. Understand. Kind of wonder if there's a... Well, it's like 5 minutes till the next gate. I wonder what it'll be. I might actually run it depending on what it is. It's depending. So, Steven, have you given any thought into possibly playing the Kakarot game coming out next month? Like, I'm feeling very strongly about it. I was talking to my girlfriend last night. I might actually put Ni no Kuni 2 on hold just so I could play Kakarot. Like, when I was growing up, I was a huge Game Boy kid. Any, you know, 90s kid, like late 80s, 90s. Choco, hey, get in here. Choco. Do not eat cat poop. Quit. Sorry, dog trying to go after cat poop, litter pan. Anyway, yeah. When I was a kid, you know, growing up in the Game Boy era, and, you know, you can't really say too much about the 80s and the 90s. I mean, you can, obviously. If you grew up in that time, you probably had a Game Boy. But most notably, the Game Boy Advance. There was the Legacy of Goku games, Legacy of Goku, Legacy of Goku 2 and 3. I think it was like Boo's Fury was the third one. Fantastic games that followed the Dragon Ball Z storyline. Very interactive, somewhat open world-ish. Pretty open world-ish, but not completely fully open world. And the new Kakarot game just looks amazing. So amazing to the fact that I'm pretty sure I'm gonna end up playing that. It comes out like mid-January, and I'll be in a comfortable spot to actually be able to buy and play the game. And like I was, you know, just saying a second ago, I was telling my girlfriend last night, I'm so excited for that, and I actually want to finish the first Ni no Kuni, which I'm going to get back to tomorrow and Saturday. That's what those 2 days are going to be on. And then Sunday I'll do more Final Fantasy XIV, of course. But, you know, after that I'm going to start rotating days in and out, doing Ni no Kuni, then Final Fantasy, like I talked about the last stream. But I thought about going ahead and starting Ni no Kuni 2, like right after I finish Ni no Kuni. But now I'm in this... Maybe put it on hold, save some money back, keep playing some more Final Fantasy XIV in days to come, get caught up on a few things, play out some events, do some fun stuff, and then when Kakarot comes out mid-January, go ahead and start that, because there's not another game on schedule other than more Final Fantasy XIV until The Last of Us 2 comes out. And then, almost immediately after The Last of Us 2 is going to be Final Fantasy VII Remake, and we're all going to be playing that, and it's like right on the horizon a little bit, thinking about more or less the same game they release every time, just a different coat of paint. I kind of know what you mean, but this time around it just looks so much better. Like, this isn't the arena-based style. Like, it kind of has that based style if you, like, watch a lot of the other stuff. But this is, like, the reason I'm so excited about Kakarot is, like, yeah, I get what you're saying. I mean, it's the same story. But the reason I'm more so excited about the open world thing, which they did in, like, I think it was Budokai Tenkaichi 2. We kind of had that little thing going on, but this is more immersive. Randomly, you can play baseball and fish, which doesn't really interest me much, to be honest with you, but it's kind of a cool factor. You get to play as multiple characters on the open world aspects. Goku, Vegeta, Piccolo, Gohan, Kid Gohan, Teen Gohan, and Adult Gohan. And it goes all the way through the Buu series, which is like my favorite era of Dragon Ball Z, all the way from the Saiyan Saga to the Buu Saga. And I don't know, just the way it looks reworked, the graphics, better frames per second for a lot of things. I haven't played a Dragon Ball Z game that I enjoyed since probably Budokai Tenkaichi 2. I didn't like the Xenoverse games at all. It just changed so much in the gameplay. I didn't really play a lot of the other ones after that, to be honest with you. I played one more that wasn't Xenoverse, and I can't remember which one it was. But I really haven't been a fan of Dragon Ball Z games since Budokai Tenkaichi 2. And, I don't know, just like the way this new game, the Kakarot game looks, it just looks so amazing to me. But I can see exactly what you mean. They've reused that same part of the story so many times, but I think the reason that it gets me so much is like they're hitting those little small moments of nostalgia. of just the Legacy of Goku days, back when I was a kid, doing the open world-esque things. Not to mention, I looked it up, slight spoiler, you get to play as Gotenks as well, which you also got to do in Legacy of Goku, or yeah, Legacy of Goku, the slot says, right, I'm gonna do it. But yeah, you got to do that in Boo's Fury, and I loved that game. It's probably my favorite of the three. Ah! There we go. Wish me luck with this. This is a hard one. Zoom out all the way for it. Gotta love that Chocobo music. Ooh. Here we go. It's a lot of dodging in this. It's kind of difficult. Rez, what's up? How's it going? I'm glad you could make it. Rez, how was the Thursday? How's Friday going for you? Hopefully you're doing well. Also, if you want to know, we were talking about Kakarot. Are you looking forward to it? How do you feel about it? I suck at this game. Not really. The slots is right. This is a hard one. See? See? That's how bad I am at this one. Already out. Okay, I got 100 MGP. Consolation prize. I tried. I've sat and watched it to the end. It's interesting that some people are just like that good at it. Like, I mean, it's... They already get a winner? Or did he already win? He's got Daigoro out. I mean, you can't blame them for reusing that part of the story. Mainly because that was the last time there were any actual real repercussions for losing. Yeah, I feel ya. I feel ya. Honestly, me and my buddy Nelson were talking about it, and it's like, think of how many times Krillin is gonna die in that game. Krillin, Yamcha, and Tien. Like, those character spots just have to be sad. Your day was good. Yesterday was even better, though. Well, I'm glad yesterday was good. I'm glad today was a decent day for you as well. upset Fortnite won over Final Fantasy XIV for the Best Ongoing Game Awards. I was extremely baffled that I never played it, so I don't know what it's like. For the Shadows Never Die Twice, Sekiro, whatever. I was really amazed that actually won Game of the Year. But again, you know, I never played it, so I don't know much about it. It did have a huge 10,000. Nice. But yeah, that is a little sad, but I can see why. Don't get me wrong, I love Final Fantasy XIV. I hate to put it this way, but well, there's a lesser way to put it. A better, lesser way to put it. Any person that is like a story-driven game player is always going to like something like Final Fantasy XIV so much more. Don't get me wrong, it's an amazing game. But the whole world loves Fortnite. I mean, you can download the base game for free. I literally see how it won. I wish Final Fantasy XIV would have won as well, just for the sake of Final Fantasy XIV. It did actually get the best ongoing game from like IGN, for what that's worth. 80 and 80 again. But yeah, I totally understand. Now the story has just got so, you don't know, ridiculously absurd that it's kind of hard to watch. I actually haven't watched any of Dragon Ball Super at all, so I feel ya. You think Smash should have won Game of the Year? It's the biggest crossover in entertainment in general. I'm surprised it honestly kind of didn't. Super Smash Bros. It's huge. I remember when it was added to the Switch, like, there was so many memes, you know, when she invites you over to Smash. And she starts taking her clothes off, and it's just like some disappointed guy. Okay, let's go to Ilmeg. The Darolan. Epic paid money to win as usual. It could be. Throw Phil bills under the table. Them Benjamins. Gonna make me use two hands. We've had so much rinse and repeat. I'm just gonna go through all of these just really quickly. We already know. It has been a while since I've been on here, but I figured out really quickly they didn't try that hard with the Pixie Beast Tribe quest. Super rinse and repeat with these. Final Fantasy XIV was completely rebuilt from the ground up after the disastrous launch to eventually become one of the greatest game MMOs in history. It definitely should have been beaten Fortnite. Oh, I totally agree. Like I said, one of the things is, like I was saying, like Fortnite the base of the people who play Fortnite are children. Secondly, you can download the game for free. You can seemingly keep playing the game without paying anything else onto it. I see why it won, you know, I totally agree with you. If I had to pick, Final Fantasy, hands down, is gonna be the winner. But children can't follow Final Fantasy XIV. There's people who don't play story-driven games. I know plenty of them. They still baffle me in their existence. And so many things I could honestly just keep saying why. I can see why they won, you know. I hate to even say the words that are coming out of my mouth. It sounds like I'm speaking garbage. But, I mean, as a realistic standpoint, you know, I totally agree with you. This game has survived so many different things. It has literally stolen probably half of World of Warcraft's fan base, which alone is a huge statement in itself. But there's just so many things about Fortnite. Free to play, one of the most streamed games in existence. Ninja, I mean, and just say his name, it counts. I mean, just so many different things, even though I know, like, Ninja's a weird streamer, but, just so many things, you know. Plus you got, like, people like the FGTV kids or FV family out there who play it all the time. I mean, just like, Fortnite's very heavily driven by so many different streamers. I mean, plus, you know, like Steven said, they could have even paid money to win, to just raise sales for that game even further, which I could see happening as well. That game's also the biggest sellout game of all time. The history of Final Fantasy vid you posted, shit was great. I actually watched part of it, but I never got to finish it. It's so hard for me to finish a lot of videos these days. Honestly, if you ever get into like a lot of those, the history of things, gosh, I can't even remember the name of the channel now. I think it's Speakers Network? I have to look it up. But yeah. The biggest MMO. Honestly, Final Fantasy XIV is one of the biggest MMOs right now. Like I was saying, they've already taken like half of World of Warcraft's fan base. Mainly just because Blizzard can't keep their shit together. Not only that, like, I mean, it's one of the most inviting games that you could get into. I mean, it was one of the biggest things that got me. I was a World of Warcraft fan for years. And you know, just, I was a huge Final Fantasy fan for even longer than being a World of Warcraft fan. And then started playing this. It's like a Final Fantasy fan's playground with all the different things that you can do. It's a competition made by, yeah, the big AAA companies. I feel ya. But, I mean, there's some standpoints. I mean, like, you know, the game of the year was the Sekiro game. So, I mean, I get what you're saying, though. As far as, like, ongoing titles and stuff like that, I really get what you're saying. And again, don't hate me for this. It's the rinse and repeat thing. I'm just trying to like finish this really quick. I mean, I can start dabbling with the blue mage stuff. Make sure I'm going in the right direction. Porksy perfection, Porksy perfection. The big sleep. I want this Porksy. So I need to go this way. All about dumb monetary gains. That's true. Especially with Fortnite. I mean, again, you know, going back to everything I was saying, it's people eat that game up. I mean, look at as far as like the Fortnite dances. I know we all cringe when we see everybody that does them do them. It's just like that game is like the biggest sellout game of all time. Which I still get it. I don't agree with it or like it any more than anybody either. Believe me. I'm not about it. But I do get it. I don't remember what I gotta do. All in the Porksy. Oh, that's what. Nice. The nectar. Don't think you'll be tuning into the award show. I don't really watch it, to be honest with you. I usually catch them on the flip side. Like, you know, I'll be on the flip side. Man, I haven't said that in years. But yeah, I usually rely on Twitter. That's where I've heard about like Sekiro and you know, just a handful of other things. Gotta be closer. But yeah, it's mainly me. I don't really ever watch any of that stuff. It's not that I have a problem with it. Most of the time, I'm like you guys. I don't really agree with what's going down, or I don't agree with the awards. And I'm just like, yeah, you know, I wouldn't have voted for that. But I don't know. I still hear about it. I read about them. I just don't really ever watch them live. Huh. I don't think you can go to the top of this thing. No, you gotta be down here. But where? I think I gotta be up now. Is this the level? This is the level. What is it that I'm doing here? Aha! Wake up, Pixie. First sleep, frolic later. New Pixie. And I am much more tired than I thought I was. It just now hit me. Oof. Don't worry, I'm still gonna be on here for a pretty much full stream. It randomly hit me. Just watched to see if they'd reveal the last Smash fodder. Did they? Is it Waluigi? I heard a rumor that it was gonna be, gosh, I can't even remember now. I can't remember. I heard a rumor just a few days ago. Actually, I think it was just a joke. Gosh, I wish I could... I'm gonna see if I can look it up. Oh, no, it was exactly who I thought it was. Oh, wait, no, this is the latest, not the last. Terry, the guy from, gosh, what was it? It was a cell phone game. Fatal Fury, that's it. I couldn't think of the name. I saw him, but, it's not the last guy, just the most recent. But yeah. I wonder how much money Nintendo actually put into Super Smash Bros. And the licensing that they had to get to use all those characters like that. Also, are all those characters, are they paid DLC? Like, I'm guessing there's like a season pass deal, but like, I would be so sad if it was just like to have that game and want to play all the characters and just have paid DLC. Terry, yeah. I feel ya. It's paid DLC. That kind of, I mean, that kind of sucks. How expensive is each character? Like, I'm guessing, again, you know, that they did, like, a season pass deal. But, like, if you wanted to just buy a single character at a time, is it, like, $5.99? I mean, that sounds like a random thing to say, but it's, like, average price. Each character is, like, $5. So, yeah, close to what I was saying. And it's kind of sad. I mean, it's cool in a lot of ways, but it's kind of sad at the exact same time. Like, just being an old school gamer, you gotta miss the old school days of when you buy, like, a fighting game, for instance, and you just had this full roster of characters, and if you actually wanted to unlock them all, you just had to grind the game to do it, not pay real money. It's just, I get it, but it also saddens me still a little bit. I'm an old man. Don't hate me. Can answer that. Nintendo went up to them and said, how much you want to... Probably so. And you get them all for like $25. It's probably a better deal. How many DLC characters are there? But I agree with you, Steven. Everything's all about money these days. It's so sad. Or like you were saying earlier, like monetary, like... What's another word? Using the monetary still, but like... Confidentiality. That's it. Monetary confidentiality. Like, they all want their content to be seen by somebody. It's like Ninja. Like, that's the reason I said him earlier. Like, Fortnite was paying him so much money to play Fortnite like he was doing. It's just like Fallout 76 when he did the whole Rick and Morty thing. Bethesda paid them loads of cash to just take time out of their day, which was their job anyway, to go out and just play those games. So... There's 5. Oh, it's the same thing, isn't it? 5 characters, $25. It's odd. Who are the 5? Is it Joker? Terry? Those 2 I know. Who are the other 3 that you had to pay for? More are coming after these first 5, though. But you don't know how many yet. Well, that's cool. At least there's more coming. I do wonder. Like, all I can think of is Terry and Joker. Terry just because it's recently. Joker because it astounded me the most. Gosh, now I just want to look it up. I want to switch so bad. I want to break down and buy one, but I still haven't done it. Banjo and Kazooie, Joker, Hero from Dragon Quest, Banjo and Kazooie, and Terry. It's crazy. Makes you wonder when they're gonna do another Banjo and Kazooie. That's why they're doing the DLC, because Smash sells consoles. Yeah, I mean, anything not just Smash related, but Mario related. Like, I mean, Smash, of course, as well, especially with doing all these crossovers. And again, I'm just gonna roll through the X's. It's nothing new here. You've done it. I've read it. So on and so forth. Good old rinse and repeat. How far are we as far as the Pixies? Ooh. Just a few more 60s. Actually, the next time I log on here to play this and do the Beast Trap quest, we'll actually almost be there. Cool. Actually, we'll be there. We'll get to the next stage, which I wonder how far is it gonna go all the way to 10 this time? Was it like 9 last time? Yeah, it's 9 last time. And then was Heaven's Word 8? 7. So it could actually be all the way to 11 this time. 11. Shit, that's a long way. But you know, the whole dream keep thing over there, it is very, I don't want to say immersive, but it does have a lot that looks like it can be built upon. So, as far as dabbling goes, I'm kind of done on that end. I'm going to go ahead and dabble a bit more with the Blue Mage stuff. Go from that end. Good old Masked Carnival, that I'll probably do horrible at. The Switch has officially outsold the Xbox One. Congrats, Switch. He hates season passes. Hates. I mean, he probably does, honestly. I mean, you gotta look at Nintendo. They were one of those games for years that just had like a standard buyer game and you get all the content kind of model going on. And as of late, they've kind of like done the whole thing that a lot of other companies have done. So, I mean, I kind of get it. Some chick named Cosmos? Who is Cosmos? From Xenosaga. I could actually see that happening. I've actually never played any of those games. It's kind of sad. Huge anime fan, never played a Xenosaga game. You haven't either? Well, that's actually makes me feel a little bit better, oddly enough. Honestly, there's a lot of games like that out there that, like, you know, there's, like, huge iconic anime fan games that, like, most people who love and enjoy anime or manga or, well, yeah, I guess that's the end of the line there. But, there's just, like, certain games they play that, like, you know, it's just like a staple to being one of those fans. Like, Phantasy Star Online. I've never actually played any of those either. There's a couple more. Yeah, Xenosaga was one. Phantasy Star Online. Gosh, There's a few others, I just can't remember the name at the moment, but yeah, there's just a few of those that are just like core things that anime fans like must plays, and there's a lot of them that I actually haven't. Give me a quick moment before I start this Masked Carnival shenanigans. I'm gonna take my first quick restroom break for the night. Give me just a moment, I'll be right back. Okay. Can't wait for Phantasy Star Online 2 to come to Xbox. I didn't even know you played Xbox. Dragon's Dogma is a good anime-ish game. I've actually never played that, and I've heard that as well. I had a friend. Man, it was back in the original existence of Skyrim on PlayStation 3. They had told me that if I liked Skyrim and anime, that I would really like Dragon's Dogma. Monster Hunter's another one out there. You know, it's kind of in that, like, esque of things that I've never actually played. Now, I've been told that I would love it if I did play it, but I've never played it before. You've never heard of that, Dragon's Dogma? Hard as fuck till you get a good way into levels and gear there. It's kind of soulsy. But yeah, I've actually heard the same thing though. If Dark Souls and Skyrim had a child. There's an MMO sequel that was only in Japan, but you think it's dead now. I feel you. It's kind of sad how that happens to a lot of games. Okay, wish me luck. Gentlemen prefer swords. What is this challenge? Arena Bat. Arena Wolf. And Arena Bat. Maybe it won't be bad. I haven't played Blue Mage in so long, I'm probably just gonna die right up from the get-go. Actually really strong. I feel like I'm gonna have to probably gear up my White Mage somehow. Oh yeah, I am definitely gonna have to do that. I am out of MP. Oh yeah, that was horrible. It was kind of expected though, like I said. I haven't played Blue Mage in I don't even know how long. It's been that long. Never go to anything on it called Bitter Black. I'll tell you at least over 80 or 90. Damn, what's the level cap on that game? Gosh, man. Everything is so horrible that I'm wearing on this character. I've got an idea. It's not a good one, though. Let's go check this out. See if it would be any better. Actually, I could do this at first. So, actually, I think it went down a little bit. Huh. Let's go check this out. Maybe. 200's the level cap? Holy shit. I may have to postpone this again. I'll keep trying a little bit tonight. Don't worry. I'm going to go back here in just a second. I just want to see if I can get a little bit stronger gear. I wish there was a better rotation set up to the Blue Mage as well. I'm sure somebody's got something out there. I've just literally not looked anything up for it. I haven't even played Blue Mage since the existence of it actually coming into the game. Oh, mate, no, I've already tried this gear. That was the gear that we had originally on before we got this gear. So, yeah, that's not going to work either. We'll just try it again. I'm going to have to, again, figure out some, like, a better rotation to move around with this somehow. I'm a bit too late. I need to get some repairs really quick as well. The last time you played was on the PlayStation 3? Damn, 115? I feel you. That is insane still, though. That's a lot of work. 115. Wait, I remember where this person is. There we go. If there was a way to take on everything in this like one at a time, it'd be so much easier. But I guess that's kind of the point. Doesn't help that it really doesn't have really that strong of moves. I think I got a good little rotation in my brain going on. Hitting with some Aussie Sparks, Bad Breath, 1,000 Needles like crazy, and then Wild Wind when I have to. Maybe that'll work. The sad part is it's only 4. And they're not the only, like, I mean, ideally it's going to get harder. I don't know, I'm going to have to figure out something. I may, like, look at some builds for Blue Mage later tonight, and after this, just, like, maybe if I focused on the bats first, instead of the wolf, that might help. And try that next. Bats, then the wolf. Like, one bat at a time, then go after the wolf last, maybe? I thought more of these moves were AoEs. Again, it's been forever since I've played Blue Mage here. Maybe the last time. Then I just want to work out a strategy and maybe come back to this on Sunday. Because again, tomorrow and the day after are going to be literally Ni no Kuni. I'm getting a little somewhere. good old focus on one at a time kind of paying off a little bit. Come on. Oh, that was so much closer that time. That's definitely what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to like focus on one at a time with this. I feel like Taro hates having to add jobs. Other jobs would be if we're kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel now. I feel ya. Then above 14 enough to remove the spaghetti code and make it easier to add fix stuff. Honestly, wish that they would do more with this blue mage. I hate how limited this job is still in its existence. Like, I was hoping that closer into things that they'd start to naturalize it a little bit more. Still really hasn't happened. But, I mean, I guess it is what it is, but still yet. I did see a better worked strategy there, though. Okay. I like that strategy I had worked out. I stopped managing the health and the MP. You gotta keep a good tug and pull with the NP and the health. Ooh, I killed myself. Oops. I forgot that that was a move. Why is that a move? I forgot. I'm gonna have to just rework this. I don't think I'm gonna be able to do it tonight. As much as I want to, like I really do. Like I get it, you know, keeping Mighty Guard up, then getting the Toad Oil in there. What does off guard do? I don't even remember. Recast timer cannot be affected by other spells. Oh, that does actually help a little bit more. Increases target damage taken by 5%. So keeping off guard, Toad Oil, and Mighty Guard up. But a lot of these moves are just so weak. Like, Water Cannon's really not that strong. 1,000 Needles isn't dealing 1,000 damage. Final Sting kills yourself. Acorn Bomb puts things to sleep. There's not... I mean, I feel like there's a move that I need that I just don't have. Tail Screw reduces HP to a single digit. Really low effectiveness on the hit rate on that one. Lightning damage to all enemies. Potency of 220. I mean, I feel like there's some good things here, but like this one particularly, I mean, they restore themselves pretty quickly. I'm just gonna have to like do some more research. It's been a long time since I've been in anything here with the Blue Mage. Slaughter all these fucking... But, I mean, I still have quite a bit of time. Gosh, I really want to really work this out a little bit better. I'm going to try one more time. With actually keeping in mind what I'm throwing on these enemies this time. It is going to be my last time, for sure, this time around, though. To not, anyway. Not, period. Really doesn't help that these bats have this other ability that like takes your life away. Okay, there's one bat down. Sorry, taking a lot of focus on this. Okay, nice. Bat's down. Wolf Tom. I wonder how much health they gave this wolf. Nice, finally! Took a few tries. Want a score, bunny? Grookey. Damn. Holy shit! I forgot there was phases. I am probably not gonna live through this. Probably not. can't do that yet. What the hell? Fuck. Man, this is getting wild. Come on. It's almost over. Awesome! Oh, it took so much focus. That was hard. That was legit hard. On your Switch now, so you can give them on. Whew. Oh, friend code stuff. Cool. I wish I had a Switch. I was right with you guys doing that stuff. Gosh, that took so much focus. Okay, I am definitely gonna have to second restroom break. The stress of that just got me. Give me a quick second. I'll make it quick. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Oh man, like no kidding, playing the blue mage takes loads of focus. You gotta manage so many things, from like watching your MP, trying to figure out when you've gotta drain some MP from the enemy, when you've gotta heal yourself. Just so much focus, while also keeping your toad oil up, your muddy guard up, and then trying to use the off guard every chance that you can get, while throwing in some spikes to deflect some. I mean, just whew. Get one? I wish it was that easy, honestly. It's just like, that's a huge expense. I was actually wanting to get one a few weeks back and trying to just like do some decent Christmas shopping, paying bills, and you know, I did a little bit of frivolous spending here and there, but I want to get one. But honestly, I think my next big expense is probably going to end up being a camera. Not to mention a bunch of games coming out soon enough anyway, that I really want to get as well. So as much as I want to get a Switch, it's much easier said than done for me to just drop that money for one. I wish console gaming was much more affordable, which the Switch, you know, they're not that costly. I thought about getting a Switch a lot when I get just the nice little advantage, just toss away a good 200, but I don't know, we'll see. Still leasing. I mean, honestly, If I were to get one now, that'd have to be the route that I went through as well. Would, like, basically pay to own. Which I wouldn't be new to anything like that. It's just, it's such a big expense. I'm in a debate. I want to do another one, but man, that last one was hard. What's this next one? Gentlemen prefer swords. It's okay, it's the same one. Gill turtle. Petrification. Death. I'll try it. Whew. The last one, like I said, was tough. If it looks like I'm gonna have to work this out a little bit more, I might just go ahead and do the raid and call it a night. It's starting to get pretty late anyway. This is weird. Maybe they don't have that much health. They don't. Okay. They just stand still as well, which is like, incredibly weird. I feel like the next fight here is going to be incredibly hard if this is the case. That was it? Compared to the last one, it feels like a joke. They didn't even fight back. Okay, let's try the next one. I have society. 4 enemies this time. The stars are something I actually kind of makes me a little nervous. But this is what I was talking about earlier. The dirty, rotten Alzamagia, that is actually what you have to actually beat to do the next actual storyline quest of the Blue Mage, which kind of sucks, but what ifs. We'll see how this goes. Mandragora. Really didn't expect that. What the fuck just happened? This is not so bad if you keep your distance the way it looks. Oh shit, that one got me. Oh shit. How long does whatever I have on me last? Okay, it's over with. Wasn't close enough. Oh, shit. Okay, making a little progress here. Good deal. The next act. Wonder what this one's gonna be. I hope it's like one enemy. It is not. Shit. Oh shit. Got me. Nope, didn't get me. A lot of strategy with this stuff. So, Rez and Steven, what are some games you two are looking forward to coming out? Get a nice little conversation going on. I feel like this is going to take me a little bit, so we might as well talk about something. I mean, everybody, like, you all know what I'm really looking forward to, you know, Kakarot, Final Fantasy VII Remake, The Last of Us 2. What are you guys looking forward to? Should do it. Us. Mainly Doom Eternal and Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk does look really good. It looks really, really good. I might go ahead and call it right here for now. I did a few of these. They're actually... I did 3, which isn't much at all, like I said. I wanted to play more with the Blue Mage, but these are kind of difficult. They take a lot of strategy to think about. I'm glad I got a good bet, like, yielding back into it. At least getting a lot of strategy. I think what I'm going to do now is go ahead, run the copied factory, which is going to take probably a good 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the team I'm in. And I'm going to do horrible. I'm going to die a lot. I haven't been in there in forever. I already know I'm going to die a lot, but I need to do it. Nothing really at the moment. Really? Not even next year with, like, Final Fantasy VII Remake or anything? I mean, I feel you, though. You know, Kakarot's a big one for me. It's, like, the closest one. And then, you know, next would be definitely The Last of Us 2, then Final Fantasy VII Remake. I did enjoy what I did with the Blue Mage tonight, though. And again, I'm going to get back in on that. I really want to catch back up, but, I mean, whew, I don't want to spend the rest of the night doing that. I didn't expect that other one. It's weird how, like, 4 right there was really difficult. Then the next one was just, like, not difficult at all. Then the one after that, you know, it kind of raised back up a bit. It's really weird. And I want to get back to the Mass Carnival, and I will, but not tonight. I had a little dabble with it, so to speak. But for now, I'm going to do the copied factory and invite for the factory. Good deal. I hope it goes well. You never played 7 or 8, so you wasn't that hot for them. Really? I recommend it. You know, even if you didn't play the original Final Fantasy VII, I definitely hugely recommend the remake. It's going to be amazing. And is anybody looking forward to the Resident Evil 3 remake? I didn't even know that was a thing until just, like, literally last week. Like, literally, that's when I knew it was a thing. I didn't even know it was happening. Sure will be cool, though, especially since we'll have a hack-and-slash playstyle and turn-based. Yeah, I love the fact that they actually appealed to the classic players who played the original, but also, you know, applied heavily into those who are jumping into Final Fantasy now, so to speak, where we are in the hack-and-slash era, just like in Final Fantasy 15. I definitely recommend it, though. I'm still hoping we get a Advent Children DLC, just to avoid spoilers. I don't want to spoil that for you, but yeah. Gonna hit the site, guys. I feel you, Steven. Hey, thanks for jumping in tonight. Glad you watched for a while and hung out. Definitely hope you have a lot of good rest tonight, though. Played the 8 demo back when it was in a Pizza Hut disc. Oh, man. I never had the Pizza Hut disc. My stepdad used to have, gosh, what was it? GamePro magazine subscription, and I played a demo for that before I actually got the game. But actually, I did actually get the chance to play 7, 8, and 9 when I was younger. I enjoyed them so much. But again, Steven, thank you so much for watching. Have a great night. Love 7, 8, and 9. Some of my favorite titles. So much nostalgia tied to those from Final Fantasy. So much. Don't think you can handle the old school 7 graphics. Yeah, you know, that's what I was saying. I kind of get that, you know, a lot of people going back that far. The game, it plays kind of slow, you know? Like, I beat it again. I beat it multiple times, but I beat it again about 2.5 years ago. Maybe closer to 3 years ago. That was the last time I beat the game. And, you know, when you go from, like, a game like Final Fantasy 15, and then you go back to 7, I'm not saying 7's bad, I love it. Loads of nostalgia there. I'd literally have it downloaded on my PlayStation now, like, legit, like, in the library. It's somewhere in here. Oh, right there. Right there! Literally in the library on my PlayStation. Oddly enough, I've got it on Steam. I've got it on my PlayStation 3. I'm a huge Final Fantasy VII fan. Love the game. I've got a lot of Final Fantasy games, as you can see. You know, it's just me, though. I'm a huge Final Fantasy guy. But, you know, again, in saying that, sorry, my PC's doing fucking Steam shit. But, yeah. Love the game. Will I say, is it hard to play after playing modern games? A little bit, yeah. You know, the story's still amazing, but 13 was actually your first Final Fantasy game. Whew. 14 hooked you. I could see how going back to 7 then would make a lot of sense and be hard. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah, 7's basically like the first 3D Final Fantasy game that we ever had, and it was like 3D. Like the background was, it was like having one of these backgrounds like at the beginning of the stream like this, and then just had like a Nintendo 64-esque character walking over it. So it was like 3D. But yeah, I feel you. I get how it would be hard to go back. I literally started playing these games like, the first Final Fantasy game I played was on NES, so if that tells you anything. Me and my brother had it, and we didn't even beat it. We just like played the first few I don't want to say levels, because it's not a level-based game, but we just played certain parts of it over and over and over again without really ever saving or getting any progress going on. And then later on, we got Final Fantasy VII, which we were addicted to. Actually, even before that, we were playing like 5 and 6 all the time on the PlayStation 1 in the Anthology. Like just renting it from a place with my mom before she'd even let us purchase games like that. Then eventually we did get 7. Then my cousins got 8. Then me and my brother got 8. Then me and my brother got 9. And right there, I would just like replay those games consistently. And then they started doing remakes, or I don't want to say remakes, but re-releases on like Game Boy. I started playing like all the time when I was younger. I was a huge Pokemon fan, so the transition was just like so easy for me to make into a turn-based game system like that. And I mean, it's just, you know, it's been a huge part of my life. It really has. All the titles, it really has. It was bad, yeah, it really was. You still need to play 12. You have it, but haven't touched it. If you got the actual remaster for 12, literally I've said it before, and when I actually played it and streamed it, it is the best remaster of any game I've ever played to date. Like, it's no exaggeration, like, to date, hands down, the best remaster I've ever played. It was seamless. The graphics were already good, so they didn't have to touch those as far as, like, the CGI and all of the cutscenes. But my goodness, as far as the gameplay, the things they fixed, the Zodiac Age, hands down, I will say it over and over again, the best to-date remaster I've ever played. I played the PS2 version. I actually had the Steelbook edition when it first came out. When I was younger, I actually ended up selling it to get Advent Children for not Advent Children, but Crisis Core for PSP. Weird transition phase of my life, but yeah, I mean, just I loved that so much. And yeah. The Final Fantasy XII remaster, I love it. Like, if you love Final Fantasy XIV, the gameplay's the same. It's just not an MMO. Instead of it being an MMO, it's an RPG with the exact same gameplay that we have in this game. The transition that they made in the remaster, amazing. I loved it so much. It is the remaster. Yeah, I'd recommend going through that game. The story is great on its own. I will say it's not as heartfelt of a story as, like, 14 here. It's a little bit more dark. But yeah, hands down, like I said, one of the best remasters that I've ever played in my life. And I've played multiple remasters of Final Fantasy games. I love Final Fantasy X, one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. I like the remaster at 12 much better than the remaster at 10. I don't really see that big of a difference other than like frames per second that they fixed on 10. The Final Fantasy 12 remaster, oh my goodness, they fixed the battle system. And again, I mean, like I said, it's the exact same gameplay that you have in Final Fantasy 14 here. It's just an RPG instead of an MMO. Exact same gameplay. And the fact that you got it, I definitely recommend it. I mean, you don't have to buy it. Your brother said that too? That it's basically, it really is. It really is, yeah. You pick your classes, you work your character around it, you level them up, you learn different skills, you get different items and levels, there's jobs that you can take on. I mean, there's so many different things. There's even loads of side questing in the game. Like, like I said, the gameplay from 14 and 12, it's so similar that, yeah, I mean, that's the best way I know to put it. They're the same, basically. Basically. I mean, there's some differences, I'll go ahead and say it, but basically the same. Like an 85% out of 100, 85% of it's the same. You might try it tomorrow. You know, if you got the free time, I recommend it, you know? It has a good start, it has a good finish. Like I said, loads of side quests. I would recommend going through the game and the story in a grindy-esque kind of like level your character, pay attention to the story kind of thing, and get it in a fill swoop the first time around. And then maybe your second playthrough, go for the clans and the jobs and the side quests, the legendary beasts and stuff like that. I loved it though. Like I said, the game was amazing. And again, you know, the gameplays, if you love Final Fantasy XIV gameplay, you're gonna like that. It's just not an MMO. It's like the biggest thing. I mean, I'm sure you would enjoy it. Like, I'm confident in saying that, you know, if you liked Final Fantasy XIII and you like Final Fantasy XIV, you're probably most definitely, at least I'll say a good 90% of you is gonna like Final Fantasy XII. You know, it's just, again, the biggest thing to take into account, it's an RPG, not an MMO, so you'll be by yourself, but the story's so immersive, it's worth it. You actually hate doing side quests in games? I can understand that, you know. Final Fantasy games, in a sense, kind of make it worth it, but don't worry. That's the cool thing about Final Fantasy XII as well. The fact that there are all those side quests, there's loads of them. Loads. Believe me, you could do hours upon hours of side quests. You don't really have to, though. And it's not gonna affect the story. That's the cool thing about Final Fantasy XII. Unlike Final Fantasy VII, I love the game. We'll go back and take back on that. I love Final Fantasy VII. But if you don't do half the side quests in that game, you're not going to get half the story in that game. Unlike in 12, though, like, literally, you don't have to do a single side quest in 12. Like, you got to do a handful, just like tutorials that basically kind of, like, walk you through there. And once you get those out of the way, though, it's only because they, like, portray to the story a little bit, but once you get those out of the way, you don't got to do any of them at all if you don't want to. And you can still play through the game and the story, and it's going to make absolutely 100% sense. Everything will make all the sense it should. There is a lot of side quests in 12, but again, it's all optional. It's like to get, like, better equipment and stuff like that you don't even need. Like, in most of these Final Fantasy game playthroughs, if you've ever noticed, I'm super under-leveled almost all the time. It's just because, like, I already know most of the time, you know, it's all about, like, strategy, strategic base, knowing where to hit, when to block, and, you know, certain little things like that. But, yeah, you know, 12 plays into that, like, personification of those, like, strategic gameplays just perfectly. And again, you don't have to do, like, any side questing at all if you don't want to. And the game is still, the story's still playable. Well, other than, you know, maybe 4 to 5% you actually have to do, but it's still not bad. Need to play it because your brother got it for you a couple years ago and keeps begging you. You would enjoy it. I really think you would. That was a complaint with 13 that you heard, that they didn't have any side quests, and you never really thought about it before because you hate them. Well, yeah, well, I think the biggest thing with, like, 13, though, like, I enjoyed 13. But the biggest thing about 13, I never played the sequels, though, so I'll say that. Only played the base level 13. Didn't play 13-2 or Lightning Returns. The thing about it with me was, like, it was like playing a good story with little points where you actually got to play through it, and it was very limited. So that's the only complaint I can really have with 13, but I can see how a lot of people, you know, there's a little side questing in 13, but you don't even get it until, like, later in the game, about chapter 10 or 11, I think. Like, way late, and again, it's really optional as well. It's like fighting random beasts if you really want to. But yeah, you know, as far as, like, some people, you know, like I was saying with 7, in Final Fantasy 7, if you don't do the side quest, you're not getting half the story. And it was just kind of how they did the games back then. You know, they kind of did a little bit non as well, not as hardcore. But, you know, it was kind of just, like, weird. But in 12, they made it completely optional. Other than, you know, again, like I said, about 5%, they just they get you into an introduction of things to make things make sense, and they add into the story. But you really don't got to get into it any further than that. But, yeah, I mean, 13 has a lot of complaints, though, to be fair. I actually did enjoy 13, though, like I said. But, again, I never played 13 to Where Lightning Returns, so I don't even know the story upon either of those games. But I enjoyed 13. But, I mean, I enjoy most Final Fantasy games. It's just me in general. I'm a Final Fantasy guy. You know, look at the channel name, Tonberry Disciple. From the start, it's been, like, one of the main focuses. Wonder if the 7 remake will be like that. I think it will be, honestly. It's going to be worth playing. It's going to be a mirrored thing. Honestly, feel like it's going to have more side quests. I hate to say it, but I really do. But I think it'll be worth it, though. I don't think it's going to be, like, tedious side quests. I think it's going to be just like it was in the original. Like, this is kind of a big spoiler, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. It's, like, the best way to do it with, like, explaining things. Like, you have optional characters in Final Fantasy VII. Like, gosh, I'm tempted to go get my figure over there. But Vincent Valentine. Completely optional character. You don't even gotta get him in the game, but he's a huge part of the story. And if you get him... Oh! At the story elements that he adds to everything, it's iffy on his strategic levels. I don't use him often because he's kind of a shot in the dark. He's like adding like the Hulk to your party and hoping that his Berserk mode just doesn't go backfiring on you. But I mean, he's a cool character with a cool backstory, which adds to the story of the game. I'm hoping they fixate him into the story so he's more there than optional like he was back in the day. But back in the day, he was an optional character. You could play through the whole game without actually getting him. And I'm like I said, I really hope that they kind of just like fix that. But I do think they'll still have like a little bit of side questing. But I kind of hope not, to be honest with you. I kind of hope they just like, see, most of the side quests in 7, like I was saying, that they had, there was just like extra parts of the story that added into it. I kind of just hope they add those into the game. It's like me hoping for the Advent Children DLC. I was watching a trailer a while back, and it looked like they actually had some things from Advent Children that were not in the original Final Fantasy VII game that made the transition from Final Fantasy VII to Advent Children make a lot more sense. So I'm really hoping that we have maybe that later on, which it's questionable. We'll see what Tetsuya Nomura wants, but we'll see. You love 13's combat? It's strategic? Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying, you know. 13's battle system to me was like, it's like planning ahead for future parts of the battle, you know, and definitely, it's like playing chess, almost, you know. It was like a weird, like, Final Fantasy tactics mixed with, like, more modern-day Final Fantasy that we got now. You, like, pre-participate and pre-plan out your strategic moves before they actually happen, and if they plan out well, they can go out well. I can see that. It was different. It's just like 12's, but upgraded a bit. Well, 12, again, you know, I'll say 12's more like Final Fantasy 14. That's the best way to put 12. 13's more like, I could say, you could say upgraded, but I get what you mean, though. 13 was just more like I said, you know, you would pre-prepare moves and hope they pan out well as far as the battle goes. But, I don't know. Again, if I had to compare 12's battle system, it's much more related to 14. 13's, it's been its own hybrid, to be honest with you. There's not really any other Final Fantasy game that ever played out like it did, where you would like choose a set few moves to actually play out strategically in battle, and then hope that they pan out well enough, and then if they didn't work upon that, or if they did work upon that as well. But, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to compare it to 12. To be honest with you, 13 has been its just own unique battle system. But again, you know, if I had to compare 12 to anything, it's much more related to Final Fantasy 14 here. Like I said, they damn near have the exact same battle style gameplay. Not to mention, like, 13, you kind of like go into these battle phases, where in 12, you just kind of walk upon your enemy and you kill them as you go. You know what I mean? Like, it's like comparing, I mean, it's a hard way to compare it, really. I really do recommend you play 12, the Zodiac Age, and you'll see what I mean. It's hard to explain. You have to play it to get a better idea. Yeah, I mean, that's the best way to put it. I mean, it's just not really a battle thing that you go into with 12. Like, you just walk upon an enemy, and you kind of just do your thing. Just like here in Final Fantasy XIV. Like, they're very, very, very comparable. Well, we might not get in here tonight, Rez. Oof. I really want to get into the copied factory, but we've already been waiting like 19 minutes and 12 seconds and still not in there. That is amazing. I'm amazed that I could just talk the way I do like I do. But you're good company. Definitely helps out. Let's see what else we can do in the background of things. I think you would enjoy it though, like I said. You know, you say you enjoy playing Final Fantasy XIV. And honestly, if you really like the playstyle of a lot of it, you'd probably really, especially if you like 13 as well. If you like 13 and you like 14, you're really gonna love the Zodiac Age. Like I said, it's one of the best remasters to date. The graphics and CGI are already amazing. The gameplay it used to be great back then, but it's 10 times, literally tenfold better now. So I think you would enjoy that. It's weird you've been having instant queues for the factory. Really? I wish I was. If my white mage was just a tad bit more, geared, I would try that, but it is definitely not. In comparison, my summoner is at 453, which still isn't the best. My white mage is still 363, which is not good at all. No bueno, for sure. But yeah, it's taken a very, very long time tonight. Although I'm DPS, you're DPS. Plus it's 4:47 a.m. in the morning in my area, which is like what, 3:47 or 2:47 in your area. So we are definitely messing around in an odd part of the night. It's very late and very early for a lot of people. Still wish you could chocobo race during queues like this. Close, but no cigar, not quite. Did you actually get the chance to play Final Fantasy 15, Rez? .348 there. So yeah, just an hour behind. Okay, got an idea. Nice. Okay. Okay. You have that too, but never got far into it. Oof. I was gonna say, if you didn't play it, I'd definitely recommend watching that film beforehand, but at the same time now, I'd encourage you to finish it. 15 was amazing. Like, if you like the story of 13, you like playing 14. I mean, I don't know. I recommend it. 15 was amazing, especially if you like hack and slash games. Got into Totten and beat him, and that was it. Man, you gotta play more of that game. It gets better from there. It's so much better. Honestly, it was one of those games I never thought it would make it there, but it became one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. Like, it made the top 5. Like, this is a weird way to put it, but here's my number 1 is Final Fantasy VI. I'm gonna go in story base. Story and gameplay base. So Final Fantasy VI is hands down my favorite. If you don't like old school games, I don't recommend it. If you like a game with a good story and a turn-based system, play it. Hell yeah, great. Final Fantasy VI, top-notch story. 2, oddly enough, is going to be Final Fantasy X after that. 3 is going to be 14. 10 is a nostalgia thing. 6 kinda is as well, but both of those, I love the story for Final Fantasy VI. Again, it's number 1, hands down. 10, number 2, hands down as well. 3, again, it's going to be Final Fantasy XIV, just going back and, you know, getting back to the basis here. Then we have, like, Final Fantasy VIII being by number 4. And then 5 is probably... it's hard to put, but it might be Final Fantasy IX. But, yeah. Oh, man. 15 gets good. People bag about 15, honestly. A lot of it's classic fans that didn't like... the only thing that I can say badly about Final Fantasy 15 was the DLC era that we live in now. That's the only thing bad that I could ever say on it. Most of the people that talk bad about Final Fantasy 15 really like the core games, you know, or maybe they were huge 13 fans. And a lot of people didn't like the hack and slash system. They didn't think it belonged in Final Fantasy. That was another big thing. But the biggest negativity in Final Fantasy 15 comes from mostly the DLC that they added, which is optional, and it's okay. You know, they build upon the story. Is it worth it? I played through like 90% of it. Last 10%, even I tapped out on. I'm not gonna lie. I never played Episode Arden. Well, 95%. I'll say I did 95%. Episode Arden's like all I didn't touch. Everything else I played and I thought it was really good. You know, I loved it. Loved the bromance. You know, it's a super bro game, you know. I've got my negatives about it as well. The biggest thing is they made the story too flimsy toward the end of it. Like, the base game, amazing. The first 3 episodes to add to the base game, optional, but still pretty good. But then they started making things like that. There was people who wanted endings that didn't need to be there. There was people who wanted certain things that didn't have to be there added to it. They just brought a new fan base to the game, and I feel like that's where the baggage came from, honestly. It was one of those games that it was fantastic base game, and for what it's worth, like, I damn near got platinum on it. I just didn't do the fishing. Fishing... Like, if I went and did all the fishing in the game, I would get platinum, if that tells you anything. And then I don't do that with a whole lot of games. But the biggest thing was the DLC. You know, they had DLC that was promised that core Final Fantasy fans didn't give a shit about, like myself. Like, I mean, they didn't have to go make Episode Arden. Don't get me wrong. I was hopped about it at first, but once I'd played through so many things, then by the time Episode Ignis came out, I was kind of just, like, episoded out. They started making optional random endings that made it incoherent to the story itself. But they had a film, Kingsglaive, recommend it. You know, if you do want to actually play the game, watch Kingsglaive, then play the game. Things are going to make more sense. It's going to be really awesome. Not to mention Kingsglaive has some amazing actors like Sean Bean. the lady who played Cersei in Game of Thrones. I could go on, but I don't remember anybody else from there. But I mean, it had so many really good things about it. The bad stuff is they tried to appeal to the new fans as well, like the people who never played a Final Fantasy game in their life and just wanted to see Luna Freya live for some reason, even though that was the biggest part of the heartfelt story. You know, not going to get too much into that. Already gave a big spoiler away there, but I mean, it's just like things like that, it just didn't have to happen, that people wanted to happen, just because they wanted like a fairy tale-esque game to happen. Then you had these classic Final Fantasy core players out here who was just like, why? We don't need this. But another part of the baggage was as well the hack and slash addition to the game. When you have a lot of core players who just like either gameplay like this in Final Fantasy XII, or maybe they came in around in Final Fantasy XIII, much like you, Rez, and you know, they like that like strategic, you know, plan ahead, see how it plays out, and go from there in that strategic-esque. Or you had the classic turn-based people. And that was a big thing. That's where most of the baggage came from. 15 became a controversial game. It's because they added an addition of so many things that had never been in Final Fantasy before. And they just like, I hate to say it, but they went straight Fortnite on it and tried to like capitalize on every single bit of it, from DLC to new fans to publicizing to literally getting copyrighted songs added to the game as well, like Stand By Me. Really good game though. I still recommend it. Do I recommend the DLC? No, not at all. If you want a little additions to the story that, you know, are nice, but definitely just only complimentary, play it. You know, I did episode Gladio, Ignis, and Prompto, and I loved them. They were good. Do you gotta play them? Hell no. You don't gotta play any of the DLC of that game to get any more story than what it is. Base game of the story, base game itself, and the gameplay of itself, recommend it. You know, if you do want to play any actual DLC of the game and it was actually free, there was a chapter like 13.2, I think, into it. Bob did 13-esque. I can't remember, but they added an additional chapter to one of the chapters in the game to make it make more sense. That I recommend. And then watching Kingsglaive. Other than that, just play the base game. It was good. I loved it. But yeah, you can kind of understand. Don't see why people hate hack and slash so much either. I mean, it's just because I don't think people hate hack and slash in general. I think it's just like people that are just like turn-based system fans that have been playing Final Fantasy for years and only just got used to that system, are open-minded to hack and slash in this type of a video game. That's my best guess, but I don't really know. This is going to be my last restroom break of the night. I'm not going to be able to wait much longer. We've already rated over 30 minutes for this. We might not get in here, Rez. I'll be right back, and I'm going to give it just a few more minutes, though, in waiting on that, but give me just a moment, and I'll be right back. Oh, man. You don't think we're getting a group? Honestly, agree. You know, it's way too late. I think it's hilarious when you see a machinist robot chasing an enemy. I feel you there. But yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't really think we're going to get a group either. I'll sit on here just a tad bit longer. But honestly, usually when you go over the 30-minute mark, you're probably more than likely not getting anywhere. My character just went away from keyboard. Gosh. Oh. I really don't want to keep playing Gold Saucer games. It's just getting really late, and I was already very tired starting the stream tonight. So, Rez, this is a good question. How did you feel about watching Ni no Kuni? Choco, come on now. Get in here. Choco, quit trying to eat cat shit. But yeah, how did you feel about Ni no Kuni? Not as would you play it standpoint, just from that story. Because I'm still in this weird complacent spot where, like again, that's, what the fuck? Oh, that's you right over there. Okay. I came in here and heard the music and I just baffled. It's hilarious. Oh, wait, I already read that. Sorry. But yeah, the only reason I say that is I still want to do Ni no Kuni 2. Again, I was talking about it at the beginning of the stream. I'm probably going to end up putting it on hold so I can actually play Kakarot. But believe it or not, Netflix is actually getting a Ni no Kuni movie. Which has nothing to do with Wrath of the Wild Witch, the game that I'm playing now. Nothing to do with Ni no Kuni 2. Much like the two games themselves, it's a shot-in-the-dark kind of like story set. But yeah, I'm gonna probably talk about it more tomorrow as well when I actually do a Ni no Kuni stream. Which, yeah, it's gonna be tomorrow and Saturday. I'm gonna be doing Ni no Kuni Wrath of the Wild Witch. But yeah, I mean, I'm stoked about it. But at the same time, just kind of like, it's coming next month. Feel like you missed a lot of it, but it was pretty good from what you did watch. I really don't feel like you missed too much of it, honestly. It's one of those games where the story's just kind of random. It's kind of one of the other reasons why I just want to put 2 kinda on hold. Your character kind of looks like Hellboy. He looks like Kimari from Final Fantasy X mixed with Hellboy. Yeah, I don't know. I'm still in like a giant debate, so to speak, about it. But, yeah, I'm still kind of thinking about just like putting things on hold with it after I actually, I want to beat it. Plan to, in the coming of weeks, but I think once I do beat it, I'm just going to keep Final Fantasy XIV on focus here, and then probably try to do Kakarot in January, again, The Last of Us 2 in February, which is late February, which is hard because early March is Final Fantasy VII Remake, so we'll see how it really goes, but I don't know. It's pretty dope. Yeah, like, I really do hope the movie's as good as like the game story is, though, because again, it's a random shot in the dark, nothing to do with either of the games. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. But I think it's pretty cool as well. I'm definitely gonna watch it. Kuni film sounds amazing. Especially, they all, like, the first one has like literally Studio Ghibli like cutscenes, which the second one doesn't, which is But still knowing that, they still had a base hand in the story and everything there, it really helps out. I hate to say it, Rez, but I'm going to let this hit 40 minutes, and at that point, I'm probably just going to go ahead and call it. I still think your character, he looks like Kimari from Final Fantasy X and Hellboy, just combined. Go for it if I want to play it. I mean, I want to play Ni no Kuni 2, don't get me wrong, but like I said, I'm probably just gonna put it on hold and play it a little bit later on, and just do Kakarot mid-January. It's just, I don't want to like get into it really seriously and then have to put it on hold for Kakarot, or even miss out on Kakarot, because I'm a lot more excited about that. The thing about Ni no Kuni 2 that kind of like talks me out of it is no Studio Ghibli cutscenes. So there's that. No work from, like, which was what talked me into playing the original Ni no Kuni anyway, or the remaster of it, so to speak. Plus the gameplay is completely different. The story is completely different. It takes place years, like many years, like I think 2 decades after the first game, which it has nothing to do with the original characters. So, I mean, it's definitely, you know, just like the first game, just a random shot in the dark, just like the movie that's about to come out, random shot in the dark. So, it makes me, you know, I still want to play it, but it's just like I feel like I have that entry point at any time, you know? Especially with these new titles coming out, though, that I really want to get into. Like I said, mid-January, getting the Kakarot, and then, you know, not to mention, late February, like I said, you know, we have The Last of Us 2, and then early March, we have Final Fantasy VII Remake. I don't know. Gonna stream Kakarot? Oh yeah, definitely. Like, if I play Kakarot, gonna stream it. Oh yeah, 100%. It's just like playing Legacy of Goku for PlayStation 4. I'm super excited for that. Watch Dragon Ball Super, by the way. It's amazing. I really want to be honest with you, at the point that I'm at. Wow. When I said at 40 minutes, we're 1 tank, 1 healer, and 3 DPS away. I just really don't think I can wait any much longer. Like, it's gonna take at least 30 minutes to an hour to get through it. I'm gonna go ahead and end the Duty Finder now. I just know if it hits, I'll be obligated to go through it. I want to, but at the same time, it's way too late. It's 5:07 a.m. in the morning. I gotta wake up at like 6 to 7 hours. Well, about 8 hours from now, actually. I'm gonna eat, chill for a little bit, then pass out. But, I've been thinking about watching Dragon Ball Super, to be honest with you. But I've actually recently started rewatching Dragon Ball Z itself. So when I actually get the Super, I'll just be completely connected to the full story of what's going on there. But I mean, I'll try to get on Super, but that's the cool thing about Kakarot. It's none of Super. It's just literally the beginning of Dragon Ball Z to the ending of Dragon Ball Z, from the Saiyan saga to the Majin Buu saga. But Rez, I am gonna go ahead and call it here, though. Like, I wanna be on here a little bit longer, but like I said, it's 5:08 a.m. now, and then again, I gotta eat, pass out. I want to chill for a little bit beforehand as well. But hey, thanks for at least trying to stick around for the copied factory. Maybe next time I jump in here, it'll be Sunday when I actually get back on more Final Fantasy XIV. Tomorrow is going to be Ni no Kuni, and Saturday is going to be Ni no Kuni. But Sunday is going to be more Final Fantasy XIV, and hopefully we can do more of that. I'm going to also do more of the Blue Mage stuff. I got like 3 of the Mass Carnival stuff out of the way. I would really like to get all of that finished. That way I could do the next part of the Blue Mage quest line there. I would really enjoy that. So that's going to be the next stream. It's going to be much like tonight. And hopefully we can actually get in the copied factory, but it's going to be a more so we'll see, you know, kind of thing. But for now, like I said, I'm going to go ahead and call it. I'm getting tired. I'm getting hungry. And again, I've got work tomorrow and on Saturday, or technically today and Saturday, if you want to go on that route. But again, thank you so much for sticking around, Rez. The great conversation, and for watching and staying on for so late as well. Maybe you can catch me doing some Ni no Kuni tomorrow and on Saturday. If not, totally understand. You know, if you want to jump in back on Sunday and maybe try to do Copy Factory then, or whatever, you know, we actually get to, that'd be really cool as well. But again, thank you so much for watching, and everybody else that was watching as well tonight that maybe didn't get on the chat, thank you. And also, Steven, thank you so much for jumping in tonight and getting on the chat as well. And again, you know, just anybody over on YouTube and Twitch that was watching, didn't feel like getting on the chat, I definitely understand, and thank you so much for watching. And all the support, definitely, from the members on YouTube, the subscribers on Twitch, and all the Patreon support. Definitely, thank you so much. I definitely appreciate every single bit of it. Helps out so much so much, especially around now with the holidays as well. And it was fun, I definitely agree. And gotta smash the robots. Them robots! No kidding. Just saying robots makes me want to play Nair all over again. But again, thank you so much, Rez, for watching and everything. And good night to you as well. And the chats tonight was definitely amazing as well. And if you ever want to get into more on this, hey, if you're not following on Twitch or subscribed on YouTube, I definitely recommend that. Always hit the like button. It helps me out loads, more than you might think it does. The algorithm on all these things is, well, the gist of it all, the algorithm. And that's jumping on part of that. But thank you all so much for all the support from followers on Twitch, subscribers on Twitch, subscribers on YouTube, or members on YouTube, and again, Patreon support. Definitely every single bit of it helps out. Definitely appreciate everybody that gets in on that. And hopefully you can catch me next time. I'm going to be doing more Final Fantasy XIV again on Sunday. But tomorrow night is going to be some Ni no Kuni. The night after that, Saturday technically, or tonight's technically Friday. Now, you get it. Friday and Saturday, Ni no Kuni. Sunday, Final Fantasy XIV. Thank you so much for all the support and for watching. And for everybody that, just wants to watch more of that. Again, so many ways you can support. Subscribe, maybe follow on Twitch. But until next time, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching. And again, until next time, hopefully you can catch me next time. I'm just gonna be trying to do, clear out the main focuses, mainly for Kakarot mid-January. So Ni no Kuni and Final Fantasy XIV are gonna be what I'm trying to work through the most. Recently finished Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. If you're interested in that, streams are up on YouTube. Got some playlists there. You can watch every single one of those videos to get in on that story. Apparently it's canon, so it's worth it if you don't want to buy the game. But I'm getting out of here. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take it easy, have fun, and until next time, I am out of here. And again, thank you so much for all the support. If you want On the Wall of Appreciation, the way to do it's hit up Patreon. And, details are there, definitely. And I appreciate everybody that has donated in every way that they can, or still does if they do. But the Wall of Appreciation is something fun that you can get on. And it's through Patreon. But everybody, till next time, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching. Take it easy and have fun with whatever you've got going on. Maybe it be Final Fantasy XIV, maybe it be a different game, or something you're looking forward to coming out. Hopefully you have a great day tomorrow and a great night tonight. But until then and until next time, I am out of here. See you, Space Cowboy. Have fun. Good night, good morning, what have you. I'm out of here. See you, Space Cowboy.